So click on File, and you're going to do New, and here you're going to enter the properties for the project. So right now type in Practice, because that's what we're going to be doing. You're also going to want to change DPI to 300, and then go to Pixels and change that to inches. Go to Width, change it to 7. Height will be 7 as well, and then afterwards leave everything as is. White is fine. Click Create. You should have a large square. If you have a small one, that means you picked pixels. We're going to be learning about these 3 tools here. The first 3 are the ones on the top. The ones in the middle is the gradient tool, and the paint bucket. For the most part, we will be using the gradient later on. If you notice the little dots in the corners of each tool, that means you have other tools hidden underneath. Also, the color picker, you can move your slide up and down to select any color, and you can click anywhere inside that box to pick a color that you want. Let's get to the top. The first tool we're going to use is the rectangular select tool. Click on it, create a layer by clicking on this button. It's right next to the garbage. If you keep clicking, you keep creating layers, as you can see. To delete a layer, make sure that you just click delete on your keyboard. For now, click on that first layer and change it to square, because we're going to be creating a square there. Then on the middle layer, the layer 2, type in circle. You do that by double clicking on the word layer. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. Layer 3 is going to be random. We're going to make a random shape. Those little eye things make the layer disappear. You'll see later, if you want to make a layer not be shown, you just click on the little eyeball. Alright, so click your rectangular select tool, create a square by clicking and dragging, then select the paint bucket, then you're going to go down and select the color. You just keep the green, you can choose any color you want, and then just click in the center of the square. Nice and easy. Notice the dotted line around there? That means that it's selected. To get rid of that, you can do a couple of things. You can do deselect by selecting select on top and then clicking deselect. Notice that it's not there now because it's not selected, but if it was there, you click deselect. Or you can go on the history and go backwards. See that? You can do the history, does undo. It does. If you could also do that through the keyboard by pressing Command plus D or Control D, and you can go forward just to replay everything you've done. So right now it's select. You could also do Control D, remember, or see here, now you have select, deselect is turned on. Alright. Now for the move tool, if you click on move tool, you can move your items. Now make sure that the auto select is checked off. That way you can select any item on your workspace. You will see later when we have the circle in how we can actually click the move tool and move any of those objects. So right now, create a circle. Make sure you're on the circle layer. Get the paint bucket, choose a different color, and click on it. Now notice on the layer side, you get all the circle and the square, and it's also notice that it's selected. I'm going to press Control D to deselect it. Now notice when I move it, because my auto select is on, it automatically moves the one I want. I can put it anywhere. I'm going to now do the random. We're going to use the random shape. For this one, we're going to use the polygonal lasso tool. And that one is kind of like a spider web. You click and you drag, click and drag, click and drag, until you get back to the beginning. You don't have to get back to the beginning. You can double click anywhere, but I like to get back to the beginning to form this shape. Now we're going to fill this. Instead of the paint bucket, we're going to use the gradient tool. Take the gradient tool, and the gradient tool works a little different. To select the color, you're going to click on the arrow, pick the color you want, and then click and drag across the shape just to fill it in. Remember to pause at any moment so you can continue working. Now, We can create new layers, we can delete layers, and like I told you, the history is very important. You can go to the history and go backwards. To delete a layer, just click the little trash can next to the create new layer button and create new layers. As you can see, I'm playing around with the history just to show you how it all works. Alright, let's play with the lasso tool. Now the lasso tool is just almost like a pencil. You're just drawing on the surface. You click and you drag the mouse all around until you finally get back to the beginning. And again, you don't have to get back to the beginning. You can double click anywhere. This time I'm going to use the gradient again, but this time instead of just picking a color, we're going to create new colors. Notice these little squares at the bottom. You can move them just to control the shading. You can double click on them and change each one of those little squares color. So I change that one. I'm going to change the red one by double clicking. I go in, select a different color. You can choose from presets. You can move your bar around, and I'm going to go to the yellow one and change that color. Give it some purple or pink. Okay, and now another thing you can do with this is that you can actually add color. So if you just click right under the bar and double click, you can add a different color. I'll do the same thing on this side and double click, change the color there, and then I can realize, oh, that's too many colors. If you want to delete one, you can actually take one and drag it and pull it down and move one over. Drag, pull it down, move it over, until you have the right colors that you want. These are okay. I'm happy with this. You could also move them from inside out just to change how much pink you want. The top ones is to change the opacities. You can play with that. As you notice, it disappears a little bit of the color. It makes it transparent. I'll show you what that looks like. If you make it transparent, what happens is one side of the color will be really heavy and dark, and the other side will be see-through, as you can see right now. See how you can see at the bottom the pink shows a little bit of the orange underneath, and the top it's solid. So that's how you can control the opacity of the gradient tool. And now this is how, with your auto select, how you can click on any particular one without having to worry which one it is, and you can move it around until you have a nice design and your design looks as you would like it to. You can also click on transform control to enlarge any of these objects. So while you have the move tool selected, you can actually click on transform controls, and that will make the shape of the object larger or smaller depending on what you want. Always remember to turn them off, because now you're going to see them all the time. Now I'm duplicating a layer. That's showing you how to copy one layer and make another one so that you have two of them. You can actually go and change the color of one of those just to play with it. I'll show you what I'm doing here. So I made a copy. I clicked on it. Notice it's because I have the layer selected. So now I have two layers, a dark green and a light green. And now I'm going to transform and make the dark green a little smaller. And notice how it's on top of the light green, because if you look at the layers, the dark green layer is on top of the light green layer. Now we're going to go ahead and lighten up the bottom square. This opacity on top lightens the layer. So if you want to make a layer lighter, you can actually make it as light as you want, make it disappear if you want. And you can go ahead and play around with how much you want a layer to be seen and to show transparencies. And as you notice, because my auto select is on, I can just click on any of the objects and it goes directly to it. You could also do it just by selecting the layer itself. So right now I'm just going back, putting everything back to normal. Adding a new layer. And let's play with the brush. Okay, so now the way the brush works is that at the top, every time you click on a tool, the top menu changes. Now, please pay attention. I forgot to name these guys. Let me just rename this a random 2. And this guy up here, I'm going to name him brush, because we're going to play around with the brush. Put brush strokes just to make sure that we're playing with brush strokes. All right, so now I select the brush, go to the top. I'm going to click on, I'm going to change the size of it. Make sure I always move to the side to see how big the brush got. Notice how the circle got bigger. That's too big, smaller. So you look for the size you want. I'm going to select the first brush, which is actually a soft brush. It has soft edges, and you'll see in a minute what I mean. It looks almost like a spray can. I'm going to choose a color, because always remember it's the same thing. It's almost like you're painting at home. Get your brush size, pick a color. And notice how the edges are a little soft on the sides. I'm going to contrast this in a few seconds with the hard edge brush, so you can see the difference. Here's the hard edge, and notice how when I make this one now, it almost looks like a marker. So the first one looks almost like a spray paint. This one looks more like a thick marker. And again, all these you can control just by clicking and dragging your mouse. You could also change the opacity of the brush itself, meaning that as you choose a color, right? I'm going to show you with a different color, and then you drag it. Notice how you can see underneath the other colors, because I changed the opacity of the brush, different than changing the opacity of the layer like we did before, which I will also show you the difference. Notice here I changed the opacity. I made it higher at 86, and if I go all the way to 100, you will see the difference between the one that I did before. I'll also change maybe the size of the brush. Let's see, let's do a different color. That sounds good. I will do a couple little strokes here and there just to show you how solid this thing is. And you can have fun. You know, I'm having fun right now. This is now I'm making abstract art, putting lots of color down, changing the opacities of the color. That's basically what art is. You're giving variety to an image, so that you can see different things on it, so that your eye is stimulated. If I were to have made all this solid, it gets boring. But because I made solids and see-throughs and different colors, it kind of, even though it's abstract, it kind of looks nice. Let's put some dots. Maybe I need some dots somewhere. Here we go. Ooh, black dots. Yeah, you see this black dots, they spring out. Let's change the opacity of the dots. I think I'll do the opacities of the dots as we go down, just to show you the difference, how they get getting lighter. Just having fun, like Bob Ross says. Putting dots, doody-doo. Change the variety of the sizes, change the opacity of the brush, and you get this push and pull as if things are going in and out. Here it is now, how I'm changing the entire layer. So before I just did the brush, now I'm just doing the layer. Very important for you to remember that. 2 different ones. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned. Get to it. Get to your projects. Talk to you soon.